Quorum present. The Mayor Pro Tem is not with us this evening. If you can note that in the records, please. Item 3 on the agenda is pledges of allegiance to the United States and Texas flags. Councilman Cleveland is going to lead us in both of those items.
If you would stand and join me for a pledge to the U.S. and Texas flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag.
I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Item 4 on the agenda is items of community interest. Mr. Hotop, anything, sir?
We have none.
Council? Item 5 is presentations and proclamations. 5A is a proclamation recognizing the 20th Century Club. 5B is to recognize Parker County Crime Stoppers for being awarded the Productivity Award for Greatest Dollar Recovery at the 31st Annual Texas Crime Stoppers Conference. 5C is to recognize Senior Animal Control Officer Joseph Davis for 15 years of service to the City of Weatherford. And 5D is employee highlight video featuring Eric Schumar from the Municipal and Community Services Department. Read all those at one time. We're going to do them down front individually. Council, would you like to join us?
Sure.
Join me. All right, we're going to start out this evening with a proclamation. But the representatives from the 20th Century Club, if you please come forward. Thank you for being here. Y'all come on down. Great item to celebrate. Thank y'all for being here on this evening. City Council of the City of Weatherford, Texas hereby recognizes the 20th Century Club. Whereas on February the 8th of 1900, the 20th Century Club of Weatherford was formed with 29 charter members. And on December the 1st of 1900, the club was federated as the 20th Century Club of Weatherford, Pioneer District, Texas Federation of Women's Club. And whereas in 1900, the members chose purple and white as their colors. The violet is their flower, and the club motto, we build the ladder by which we climb. And whereas during the past 120 years, the club has been active in community affairs, and whereas the object of the 20th Century Club of Weatherford is the intellectual improvement of its members and advancement of home, civic, and international affairs. And whereas the club celebrated their 120th anniversary with a ribbon cutting on February the 6th of 2020, and whereas they commemorated the occasion with the planting of a tree at their clubhouse on South Main Street in honor of Francis Skiles' 74 years of membership. Now therefore, the Weatherford City Council does hereby recognize the 20th Century Club for their service and contributions in the City of Weatherford and Parker County. In testimony whereof, witness my hand and the seal of the great city of Weatherford, Texas, this 10th day of March of 2020. Ladies, congratulations and thank you for your service and for your continued service.
Thank you.
How about a round of applause? Now, we've given you 2 copies of this. The second one is for Miss Skiles. 74 years of anything is phenomenal.
Yes.
And the commitment to the club and our community is something that we can all learn from. And I hope that we would all have the intentions to try to model that wherever our area of service is. So congratulations. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank y'all. Have a great, one more round of applause, please, ladies. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
I believe Chief Arnold's next. Am I correct? Come on up, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, Lance Arnold, Chief of Police, and I'm honored tonight to recognize some really unsung heroes in our community. Our Parker County Crime Stoppers are actually going into their 34th year of operation. In this past year, they were awarded by the Texas Crime Stoppers at the 31st Annual Conference for the Productivity Award and the Greatest Dollar Recovery. The tips that were reported to our Crime Stoppers, Parker County Crime Stoppers, netted recovery of almost $115,000 of stolen merchandise and or drug seizures. And so I want to recognize really briefly the members of the board who are members of our community and in the county that volunteer their time really to run the day-to-day operations as well as receive and vote on tips that they receive on the Crime Stoppers line. And we're also very proud that our police coordinator for the entire county is our very own Corporal Beth Turnbow. And so, but the board members, and then I'll call them and then have them all come up. But Kim Chilcutt is the chairman. Sheldon Nichols is not here tonight. She couldn't be here. But Karen Berry, Karen Ewell, Kathy Harwell, Carla McCain, Linda Puckett couldn't be here tonight, but Larry Shelton, Rich Tuttle, Sherry Windblood. And then the group also wanted to point out that the longtime board member Jim Yarnell, that many people know, resigned last month, but he served on the Crime Stoppers board for 15 years before he resigned, so he was part of this award as well. So if you guys want to go ahead and come on up.
Hold on just a second. Get everybody situated. Some of you want to come around here? Nobody wants to be by the chief. What's good? Thank you. You're making me feel so much better about myself. Thank you. Yeah, we're getting it right now.
Oh, okay.
Y'all have warrants or something? You scared to stand by them? What's going on?
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Oh,
Thank y'all for being here.
thank you guys.
Thank y'all so much. A side note, while the next presenter, I think Dustin Deal's next. Side note, my very first board, commission, anything volunteer I did in the city of Weatherford was on the Crime Stoppers board. And I'm very thankful for that work with Chris Crawford. He was the representative for the police department at that time, and I was real thankful for that opportunity. Dustin?
Hey everybody. So this evening I've got the honor and privilege of recognizing Joe Davis for his 15 years worth of service, dedicated service to the city of Weatherford. So I got a couple notes here, just want to make sure I hit on some things. But so Joe Davis, Mr. Davis started in the streets department, or in the public works department as a street maintenance worker in 2005. And then he came over to the shelter in 2009 as a kennel technician, eventually promoting up to an animal control officer, and then again promoting to his current position of the animal control officer supervisor. You know, I've personally witnessed Davis's growth throughout the department and his commitment to the citizens here in the city of Weatherford. He not only is he devoted and committed to the shelter, to our citizens, but also to our animals, and he's personally committed to everything and advancing the shelter as a whole. Mr. Davis was the creator and implementer of what the animal control calls proactive patrolling, as well as many other innovative ideas that he's come up with during his time. He assists and manages animal hoarding situations, cruelty investigations. He works with the feral cat trap, neuter, return programs, as well as solving other neighborhood disputes between neighbors. Mr. Davis, he's played a very large role in the overall success of the Weatherford shelter.
I can't imagine those ever happening.
Oh, no, not very often. It's just occasional, but we throw in the big guns with Joe. But he's been very important to the success that we've had at the shelter over the years. He's been there as really kind of a mentor for me even since I started the shelter. He took me under his wings and kind of showed me the ropes and really took after me and cared for me to make sure I could succeed. He's really dedicated to the shelter. He's helped us raise the bar not only for our shelter, but for shelters across Texas. So with that, Joe Davis, he's a prime example of what building a strong community is all about. So with that, if you would join in and help me recognize him for his 15 years of service.
Come over here front and center, gentlemen. Y'all come on over here. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Joe, we've got to make a deal, though. The next time you come up here, you've got to bring Norman. Where's Norman? Tell him we love him. Thank you, Dustin. Mr. Davis, thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me?
Blake.
Like Rexroad. I'm sorry. We've got a video. We're going to go ahead and take our seats. Sir.
comfortable?
Absolutely.
Perfect. All right. Well, get comfortable because we have another employee highlight video that I'm happy to share tonight. Nicole Wright, who's sitting over here to my left, your right, worked on these videos, so credit goes to her. Tonight I have the highlight of the video, Mr. Eric Schumar, and he is featured. We're super glad to have him with the city of Weatherford. So without further ado, we'll show the video, and he's brought his wife and young son as well that's in the audience. So just wanted to recognize him. So we'll play the video.
All right. Okay, let's do this. So my name's Eric Schumar. I'm the operations manager at the Weatherford Park County Animal Shelter with the Animal Services Department, City of Weatherford. So I started August of 2019. My job is the operations of the whole shelter. There's 15 employees total. We have probably 75 active volunteers that come every day. So any animal in Parker County will come to this facility, and we're in charge of taking care of it till the owner comes or till we adopt it. So I'm from Colorado. I grew up there. My wife's from Texas. So we moved down here for this job. I have a little boy, he's 6 years old. We have a dog and a cat from here we just brought home recently. The animal shelter's role in building strong communities with Weatherford would be creating a strong pet community, responsible pet ownership community. So we want to educate the public, provide resources, trying to build the buffer of immunity in the community. And so we are always promoting health of the animals, health of the pet ownership, and just trying to be the leader in the sheltering of North Texas, if not all of Texas, try to be the best shelter out there. I think the direction of the city is pretty awesome. We have a lot of events going on all the time. My wife's excited because we can take our kid to bounce houses all over the place, and he loves that. Not only the free events, but also the direction we're going. I think we're definitely growing in the right direction, and it's pretty fun to be a part of and exciting to see what the future holds. I am Weatherford.
So we'll have some more employee highlight videos, and I think this is a great example of we're more than brick and mortar. That's who we are. That's Weatherford right there. So we're proud of Eric. So thank you, Eric, for letting us film you and your family.
And thank y'all for being here. We feel blessed to have you in Weatherford. And I made a new friend tonight in Coy, and he is going to be the future mayor of Weatherford. I predict probably all the way to Austin to governor. So thank y'all. We're glad that you're here. Item 6 on the agenda is approval of the minutes. 6A is consider approval of the minutes for the city council meeting held February the 25th of 2020. Any discussion or correction on the item before we call for a motion? Hearing none, we'll call for a motion at this time. It's been made by Jeff Robinson and a second by Kevin Cleveland. Any discussion before we call for a vote on 6A? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote this time on 6A. Indicate yea or nay, please. Pass unanimously, or 3-0. Item 7 is consent agenda items. We have 4 items, 7A, B, C, and D on the agenda. Council, is there any you'd like to hear about individually, or can we vote on these as a pool? Okay, we'll entertain these as a group. Items 7A, B, C, and D. There's a motion for approval by Kevin Cleveland, second by Jeff Robinson. Is there any discussion before we call for a vote? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote at this time. Indicate yea or nay, please. Passes 3-0. Item 8 on the agenda is regular agenda items. 8A is to receive certification of unopposed candidate for Weatherford City Council, place number 3, and consider adoption of resolution R 2020-08, canceling the May 2nd, 2020 special election and declaring unopposed candidate Matt Tiskus elected. Any discussion on the item before we call for a motion? Hearing none, we'll call for a motion at this time. Motion by Jeff Robinson, second by Kevin Cleveland. Indicate yea or nay, please. Passes 3-0. I don't believe Mr. Tiskus could be in attendance tonight. We had talked, he has a lot of travel planned on the upcoming weeks. I can assure you that he's following closely. Item 9 on the agenda is future agenda items. Mr. Hotop.
Have none.
Council. Item 10, we will not be doing executive session tonight. Want to wait till we have our full team, or at least the Mayor Pro Tem intact, to finish the final steps on that document. So we will not be doing item 10 or 11 tonight for executive action. Is that stated clearly enough for the record, Mr. Zellers?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Item 12 on the agenda is citizen comments on non-agenda items. We do have one gentleman who signed up for this, Mr. Bobby Whitehead. Bobby, come on down. You didn't have to wait very long.
That's true, thank you.
Once you get settled up there, if you can let us have your full name and address, and we'll give you 3 minutes, sir. We're glad you're here.
I'll do my best. I'm Bobby Glenn Whitehead Jr. I live at 342 Andrews Court in Hudson Oaks, proud citizen of Texas and business owner in Parker County here in Weatherford, Texas. I'm 65 years old. I'm a pawnbroker. I've been a pawnbroker all my life, 50 plus years. Last year, the city passed an ordinance in relating to Leads Online. And Leads Online for our business has been somewhat voluntarily before we were mandated to provide 100% information of the financial transactions of the citizens here in Parker County and Weatherford. I'm glad the attorney's here because I would like to express a couple of concerns. I've met with the city chief, police chief last year, and also the mayor. We're following a lawsuit closely in New York City. A couple of things with that. It's been so far ruled in their favor that the search of suspected stolen property were subject to the trial court's determinations that such warrantless searches were unconstitutional. We're going along with the Fourth Amendment pretty much. And I met with our mayor here privately a few months back, but you know the statistics of what goes on in a pawn shop, 80%, how many people have been in a pawn shop? Not that many, a few. It's about 20% of the clients that we're dealing with. My average loan's $100. The confiscation rate that we've had, even with voluntary participation, for 2018, it's 0.0004 cents on every dollar. In 2019, it's 0.0005 cents. It's 1/10 of 1% of what comes through a pawn shop actually receives a police hold on it. My concern is with Leads Online, which is mandatorily collecting this information, selling this private party information for profit to third parties. I think there's some constitutional violations. It sounds like the Dodd-Frank Act, and we're following it with the National. Last year at the National, before our mayor came to office, or right about the time, I said, look, I'm at the National meeting with the lead head counsel for the National Pawnbrokers Association. I've known Beth since I've come here, Beth Turnbow. Two of her kids have worked for me. You're not going to find any more pro-law enforcement than me. As the lawsuit falls right now in Brooklyn with Jim, Jury and Loans, GEM, police officer can't enter the building without a search warrant. I don't want to go that far, but I think the citizens have a right to privacy. We're having a 100% search warrant on my business, including my personal information, with zero probability. And I would just like to ask the city to have another look at this ordinance because I think it crosses some lines. What other business anywhere has this type of search warrant, 100% with zero probability, the cause? When I do find something that belongs to someone else, I am not standing in the way of the victim. I think everybody knows that who knows me. I'm working with law enforcement. I'll cut to the chase. How can I get this back to this person? But 70 or 80% of the time something comes through my store, it's Junior stole Daddy's lawnmower or somebody stole something out of their roommate. It's just not what the perception has been with the pawn industry. And I'm asking as a citizen, as a business owner, for some consideration to relook at the ordinance. Thank you.
Well stated, Mr. Whitehead. We appreciate your willingness to come forward with your
well, sir.
concern.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other items for non-agenda items? Speakers from the floor? Anybody? Okay, seeing none at this time, we'll go to item 13 on the agenda, which is adjournment. Council, what's your pleasure? Go home. Okay, Jeff Robinson with a motion, Kevin Cleveland with a second for adjournment. Indicate yea or nay at this time, please, council. We are adjourned 3-0 at 6:50.